All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Ministry Revealed. It is November 21st, 2018, and it just switched, but it was 222, a number that's popped up in my life often. It wasn't part of the plan. It just was there. Anyways, excuse me. Today, we're going to have some fun. We are going to go into some scriptures. I know I've shown you guys that we've got this, not really a series, but I guess you can call it a series. We did the last one with study notes, and we're going to continue doing that. You can see down here, you can see the first one says notes. It's just things that I have notes on. The next one you see in the middle is Daniel 9's final prophecy that I just started working on. And of course, the next one you see, the 14 years, that's a 3-page one. It's done. That goes into the revelation of the 14 years and shows a number of things that point to it. And then that is still going to be built on. So a lot of things are happening here. I'm going to show you some things with the website as well. But I just wanted to say, we're going to have some fun. It's not going to be it's not going to be one of those videos today. You'll see it. It'll be a part 2, and then there'll be a part 3. So it won't be labeled as part 2 and part 3, but it will, the paperwork, right, the study notes will have part 2 and part 3, so that people, when they want to study it, when they want to teach it, they can show the next and the next and the next, right? You guys can print them off and so forth. And I'm going to show you some things that we've done to the website that we're still working on, but that we've done to the website to, again, make it easier for you guys, give you guys the ability to share it, and just, all around, just move things forward to get the word out to more and more people. And yeah, guys, it's just fun, So today's video it's going to be, some pretty interesting things. This is going to be a big deal here as well that we're going to get into. We're going to talk a little bit about Emmanuel Macron. I'm kind of curious if there's almost like a thing of two Babylons, or because we know everything happens twice, right? Those that are new to the channel, please go watch the 3-part series called Operation 14 Years. It's a 3-part series. You're going to want to start there and then watch some maybe videos going forward from there. You can go backwards as well, but maybe at least go forward from there and get a better understanding as to the revelations, the end time scripture revelations that Daniel was told would happen in the end days. That's what this channel does. All right. I definitely recommend it, because some of the things you're going to hear, if you're new, you're just going to shake your head and not understand what's going on. So we understand with things happening twice. I'm curious if there's a type of second Babylon or something. Is there something with MBS, with something out of Saudi Arabia? And is there something with another part of the world for the portion of seals, right? One dealing with the Christians, and then the next portion that deals with Judah. Because we're going to go through some things here today in Jeremiah 51 that are going to lead us into Macron, excuse me, of France, that are going to lead us into, as well, it's going to lead us into Revelation 12, right, the sign. I'm going to show you some stuff in there pretty much right away. And going into Revelation 13, I think a better understanding of Revelation 17 as well. All right, it's a big deal because remember we did a study and it was capital K for King of Kings and capital L for Lord of Lords, but nothing else was capital. And then I think when we go into Revelation 19, I think it is, and it's all capitals, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, right? That's when he comes at the end. The other one, I believe, is the time when he comes at trumpets. Again, for those of you who are new, everything happens twice. The Lord is returning at the end of seals to the beginning of trumpets, excuse me, but not in a way that everybody is going to see and recognize. All right, it's not for Judah. It is for those Christians that have survived and are alive at that time, and it'll be the time of the rapture of the church. Now, there is an escape as well, and the escape is about to take place. We will not see the 71st anniversary of Jerusalem. All right, Jerusalem is going to get attacked this year, and so is America. And depending on the amount of time we have today, and we got all the time in the world, of course, right? As much time as I want to take for this video, It's up to you guys who wants to watch the whole thing, right? But we'll see. I don't plan on going all that long, but it just depends on how time plays out as we touch into all these different things. But I've talked to you guys about the Prophecy Club before, and I had comments on him that, oh, he doesn't believe in pre-trib or mid-trib. He's a post-trib. Now, that may be the case, and that's okay. But here's what most people don't understand. The tribulation is 14 years, guys. Remember that? The 7 years of seals, right? The 7 years of seals, those of you listening that know, you know what we're talking about. The 7 years of seals is where he actually puts the rapture. When he says the Lord's going to come in the clouds. You see, that's the rapture. That's after 7 years. So see, he's got this understanding of 14 years without realizing it. That's when the Lord returns in the clouds on Mount Zion. That is the rapture in the year 2024. And he will be established on Mount Zion for the first 3.5 years during trumpets, before he cuts himself off and they go fly away into the wilderness because Satan has come down. Right? So that's why I say, for those of you who are new, this is flying over your head. You need to watch the Operation 14 years. All right? So before getting too far into this, because I'm going to show you like this too. I've shown you this before, and this was from the Prophecy Club. He doesn't understand the order of it. But see, he's got the Palestinian state comes in first. Exactly. This is what we're waiting for. The peace deal. This peace deal is not the peace deal for the whole earth under the one world government. That's not the thing. That will come in at the end of the seals, towards the end of the seals, maybe 2023 to early 24, something like that, maybe late 2023, when the war is done, right? World War III had broken out and everything kind of comes to an end, towards the later part of seals. All right? Then they're going to have a peace treaty in Paris, is what he sees. And I believe it was his wife. His wife had, I think it was an open vision or a vision from the Lord. And it was these events in different ways set up in there. And he doesn't really, they weren't in order, he said. And he didn't understand the order. But this is the end of the seals, if you will, towards the end of the seals. And this is what begins it. But here's the thing. He doesn't call this the seals. He calls this just events that are going to take place. We know this comes and there's a count about around this time, a 40-day count, and the bride's gone. Then you have the seals. And then the Lord returns before the trumpets begin on Mount Zion in the clouds. You see, and this is what he talks about. So people will say that he seems post-trib. What he doesn't understand is that he's actually talking rapture, which is mid-trib, because the full tribulation, seals is 7 years, trumpets is 7 years. All right? And that's why you see, look what he has here afterwards. 7-year tribulation begins. You see that? Our brother over here at Prophecy Club gets it without getting it, if you will. Right? He speaks it without fully understanding. And I bring it up because I recommend this video. I don't know if we'll have time to get into it, but this whole thing with the indictments and stuff coming, this could be part, if not what kicks things off in America. They'll be so distracted because if we have a chance to touch on it, we will. But what do we know comes first? Right? When we go to the discourses, when we go into Luke's discourse, what do we see comes first? Wars and rumors of wars, and what? Commotions. Right? Some chaos breaking out everywhere. Why? I believe this could be it. All right? And then what happens? America will be attacked from the seas and from the south. All right? Look at what's coming up from the south now. Right? What's coming up from the south? All of those people, those caravans. People are foolish if they think everybody in there is good. All right? They're not just all innocent people wanting to get out from where they are. I'll bet you a lot of those people are paid, but can we prove that right now? No. But I'll guarantee, look at some of them getting arrested because of how they're treating people and what they're doing. All right? And that is just the beginning. But again, what do we know has to come first before Trump will release this? The indictments, right? Before he gets them signed off and the knocks on the door go, like you hear him talk about in this video. We know a peace deal has to come first. We know that. All right? We've been studying it long enough now. We've detailed it from many scriptures. We know that that is what comes first. All right? So if we have time, we will touch on this a bit more as well, because there's some really good stuff. Again, he talks about Dimitri Duduman, the prophet, and things that he spoke about. And we've talked about him before as well. And I just wanted to touch on that. But if we have time, first, I want to show you guys something, where to go. All right? So for Ministry Revealed, obviously, you can just look up Ministry Revealed because you found us already. You're watching the video. To find the playlists, right? I want to show you where these new things are going to be. All right? So the End Time Prophecies to Timeline with study notes. Okay? Here is part 1, the first one that we did. The second one, the third one, we'll be adding them all here. Now, for many of you, you guys want to download these things. You want to print them. Well, within the video show notes, you can go in and you'll be able to click on the link and you can print off from there as well. But many of you want to copy the videos. And I recommend everything in the playlist that we have. I recommend everybody copy them into your own computer. Just download the videos. But here's the thing. You're not easily going to be able to do that on YouTube. All right? You have to have some sort of app and so forth. So what we've done is we've got these in a specific area on the website. Okay? So for those of you who want to watch, these are the videos I recommend to watch first. 1, 2, and 3. You can go watch about the Mark of the Beast. This 2-part video is a video on the Mark of the Beast that everybody on earth should watch. All right? And the most detailed. And then, of course, here, these are the ones that we're doing kind of like a review, and we've got the study notes as we were talking about at the beginning of the video. Now, these, when we go to the website, are all in a certain area for you guys, all right? Now, I wanted to show you guys, you can come here. You can just click on here for the website. You can click here for our GoFundMe page, and you can click here for our PayPal page. Of course, like I said before, this is what we do. This is what I do full-time, and it's not easy, all right? It's not easy. So we appreciate that at all times, and we're putting out USBs as well. So we're making USB packages of those videos you just saw listed in the playlist without the study notes one. Those are mainly for you guys, all right? But we can click here and go to the website. Here's the website, all right? This is just the landing page, okay? We've got, when you see things like this is to take you to other areas, all right? So you've got one here, so what you're saying. These are letters that we've received from you guys. Now, we receive many emails and notes and so forth. We don't post them all, but just certain letters that come in from you guys. You know, things that you guys are doing, appreciation letters, but things that you guys are really doing to share with others as well, okay? We've got 2 here. And, guys, our brother in Christ, Jimmy, he's the one that built this website for us. Isn't that awesome? He's amazing. He's great at this. And look, I brought him up here, now that I'm talking about him. This is him right here. Son and Bride of Christ. He's our French-Canadian guy. I'm French-Canadian too, but he's very French-Canadian, all right? He's out in Montreal. Give our brother here a thumbs up, please. Give him thumbs up. Say thank you, all right? He's the one doing all this work on the website. I don't know how to get as creative as this guy can, all right? This is what he's done for a living, and he spends a lot of time building all of this for us, all right? So what I was going to say with him is he's also going to be putting a letter for us as well, because guess what? He was talking to somebody, and this person thought he was crazy. He showed the Mark of the Beast information and other things. Well, once this guy realized what he was talking about and that it was in the forefront, that it's right there in the book of Revelation, he said these people didn't even know it. These are pastors. He says they never even heard of it. They had no idea this was going on in the world. And so this guy puts a call out to pastors that he knows. And guess what? Our brother Jimmy over in Montreal, on November 27th, he's meeting with 3 pastors of big churches in Montreal. Each of the 3 pastors have congregations, have churches of 3,000 people each. Isn't that awesome? That is amazing. This is why we do what we do. Get this out, get this reaching, right? That's amazing. And all 3 of them are getting together. They're kind of all part of a same group of churches or something like that. But they are 3 individual churches of 3,000 each. And these pastors, even with all their Christmas things and everything they're preparing, they're sitting together, all 3 of them with him across from the table and giving them 2 hours to explain. Crazy. God is good. You see that? Awesome, awesome stuff, right? I had an experience yesterday with the lady who cuts my hair, and we found out a few months ago that her parents live across the street from me. I had no idea. Her parents are across the street, and they're there dropping off her younger kids all the time. And I saw them just a few months ago for the first time. I had no idea that's what it was. Well, I was talking yesterday to her. The hair place was empty, and it was just me and her talking. We were talking about things with internet and so on and so forth. And we started talking about this, and she could not believe it. And she said, guess what? She's not a believer. And she said, you know what? My husband has been telling me this for years. He's been watching YouTube videos for like 4 years at least and telling her these things. So I really reiterated and went into some serious things with her and, let her know the way to escape all these things. And so I'm sure she told her husband right away, and I'm looking forward to see if maybe he'll come and send an email to me, and we can always touch base. They don't live across the street. They live just about half an hour away, but wasn't that incredible? So if you're watching, husband of the hairstylist, I should say hairstylist. I don't have much hair left, but the one who cuts my hair, you can click on contact us and send me an email, and I'd love to hear from you. Maybe we can even grab a coffee. All right. So what I wanted to show you guys now with this website, see so many exciting things happening, and the website is growing and so many things. So what we've done here on the website, some things that we've added. Now, Tribulation 14 Years, this is where you're going to get the 3-part series. This is where you're going to get everything that that I showed you on the playlist on YouTube. Okay? Now, there's no drop down here, but I think we might, I got to talk to Jimmy, but I think we might turn this into a drop down like we've done here. And you can choose about us, what you're saying. You see teachings over here, videos with study notes. And then maybe here we can have it 2 or 3 drop downs as well. But for now, the way it's set up is we have the 14-year understanding. All right, there's the 3-part series and little talk about it. And then we have the next section, which is end time studies and notes. And look what Jimmy's done. So you can click anywhere on here and play the video. And these videos will not take you to YouTube. They're all stored on a separate server. All right, so it's on a separate server. So if anything happens with YouTube, you guys are still able to come here and watch the videos. All right, and if you want to download, I recommend you guys coming here, and it is a super simple thing. Watch this. Let's click on it. All right. Okay, I paused it. You can come over here to the right. Just click it, and boom, click download. That's it. You click download, the little window will pop up, and click save. It'll save as number 57, but I recommend you guys go back in, copy and paste the name so that you know what it is, what the video is. All right. We might change that to the names, but there's still a lot of work to get done, and that takes a lot of time as well. All right. So look at how simple that is. Click down here. Click on download. It pops up. Save it wherever you want in your folders, right? Documents or videos, wherever you want to save it, and click save. That's it. Super, super simple. Whereas YouTube, you would need certain things to you need certain apps to be able to copy those videos and so forth. All right. So this will make it so that anytime, anywhere you are in the world, you can copy it. But now watch what we've done here. So we added this down here. So click here for study notes. Watch this. Bam. Study notes pop up. See that? And you can do the same thing. In here, you can come up here, because this is, I think this is through Google. No, this is from the website as well. All right, so you can come up here and you can click download, or again, you right click and you do save as. And the same window will pop up, and boom, you guys can save it and print these things off if you're doing teachings, if you're doing Bible studies, if you want to explain to people. Well, watch this. This was from our buddy Rick. I'll show you even Rick. See, so many of you guys are so awesome in here. So encouraging, you guys. So helpful. You know, Rick as well. This was Rick's idea here. It was this piece here. He added into the study notes to make them links. And then he explained to me how to do it. So we'll be able to do this with all these study notes now moving forward. So you can click on the study note link and the scripture will pop up. See that? I love it. You got to click back, right? Don't close it out, but click back to get back to where we were. Isn't that amazing? Man, we are functioning as a team, people. This is amazing. Right? All just to share it, to get it out, to make it easy as we can for everybody that comes across it, right? And then you can come down here, and that's the big overall timeline chart. And you can download that here as well. And then your 2 Mark of the Beast videos. You see, these are the same ones that we were talking about earlier that are on the playlist. But here, you can download them. If anything ever happens to YouTube, it doesn't matter. You can get them here. And of course, not only this, but you can go into videos, and you'll find the videos posted here as well. So you can always click down. There you go, see? And you can find the videos here. So see, we've got a bunch of the videos all just posted up here. All right? Not all of them, but like you saw in that link, 57 videos in there out of all of them right now. And then you can also click on study notes. All right? We come to study notes, and you can see the different diagrams and things that are here, all right, that we've done. Now, here's the one we were just looking at. All right? This is the one for the final 21, 22 years. So you can click on this and it would do the same thing. It'll bring it up for you. But guess what? We took it a step further. The ones, now they're not all complete yet, but look, it has a video. So click here for the related video to this teaching. You click on it and it brings up the video that we were just showing relating to this teaching. Isn't that amazing? Come on. Thank you so much, Jimmy. You get that, guys? This is incredible. You can change it to French, of course, right? Jimmy being French. You guys can maybe use apps to be able to convert it to your languages as well, right? For the study notes and so forth. Of course, we've got the pictures, but look what else he just added. This is new, and we still got to tweak this a little bit as well. But watch this. We wanted a timeline. And watch this timeline. All right? We got to adjust the wording and so forth. But look, we've got a timeline here. So what we're going to do is we're going to, on this timeline, we're going to put little pieces of events, right? So for now, just to get it going, he showed May 14th. So you can click on May 14th. So if something happens, say in January 30th, we want to say the super blood red moon, right? On Tu B'Shavat, we can put that little circle right here. Boom, you click on it, and it'll give you the explanation of what happened and the Bible verses relating to it, right? Just like this one here, the first one we've got. So if we click on here, there's nothing yet. See that? So we're working on it. But then we got here May 14th, boom. And we'll go in, we'll have some information about the importance and some pieces of scripture relating to it. Isn't that awesome, guys? This stuff is incredible. So incredible. And with that, I see that we're at about 25 minutes. So the chance of getting to this portion here, I don't foresee happening. But you guys can go watch it and pay attention to the things that are coming. The invasion from the south and when Russia and them are going to come. It slightly ties in. It does tie into what we're talking about here as well today. So let's go into Jeremiah 51, and give me a second. There we go. I just had to turn the heat down in the garage. So let's go into Jeremiah 51, and let's get a better picture of what's going on. We're not going to go through all of Jeremiah 51, all right? It's a long chapter. Generally, people overall get the idea of what's going on, right? Talking about the destruction of Babylon. But I got to tell you guys, I'm so curious about this Babylon thing, because it appears there's a daughter of Babylon. All right, well, it doesn't appear. There is a daughter of Babylon. All right, let's go down here. There. The daughter of Babylon in Jeremiah 51:33. All right, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. I mean, guys, this is seals. This is the tribulation during seals before the rapture, at her harvest. And who? The daughter of Babylon. So then what do we see? Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, has devoured me, has crushed me. He has made me an empty vessel. He has swallowed me up like a dragon. See? Like a dragon. Not a dragon, but like a dragon. He has filled his belly with my delicacies. Guys, with my delicacies. So, the king of Babylon has filled himself on the daughter of Babylon. Right? Where do we see the delicacies? Where is it? Give me a second here. I had it. Where did I have it? Where did I have it? Sorry, give me 1 second. Here in Revelation 18, not Revelation 17. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. You see that? This isn't Babylon. Like it's like there's this daughter of Babylon and there's Babylon. You know, is it possible? A lot of people say, and I'm still not 100% either way. There's people that say Babylon is America. And there's people that say Europe is going to be Babylon. And there's the Saudis, then there's going to be Babylon. And, you know, so it's not really fully, clearly easy. But we're going to see if we can tie this in together a bit more. Because America is what? America is the daughter of England, right? The daughter of the lion. So, is it possible, and we're going to go into it more, is it possible that America isn't Babylon? I don't know. I'm not saying yes or no, okay? We're just going to go through some of these things like it said. Like, look at what it says here. Let's go back to Jeremiah 51, and we're in verse 17. Every man is brutish in his own knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in him. They are vanity, the work of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. See, at the time of their visitation, they shall perish. The end of the seals. The portion of, and this is how we know it, the portion of Jacob is not like them. You see, so the portion of Jacob hasn't taken place yet. This is trumpets. Okay? For he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Rod of his inheritance. Revelation 12, right? Revelation 12, verse 5, I believe it is. 4 or 5, I believe verse 5. Right? When the Lord comes down, the 144,000 get sealed, and they're the ones going out. They're going to be ruling with a rod of iron. Where? They're the rod of the inheritance for Jacob. See that? Now let's go back to where we were further in it. Down here. All right, so the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her, yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. Now wait a second. People say that the harvest is coming before the tribulation. Well, that doesn't make any sense. You see all these people talking rapture, 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 right? The rapture is coming this year. The rapture is coming. No, the escape of the bride is coming this year. Those that are left behind have to go. The rest of the sleeping church has to wake up and try to survive through this while being woken up. You see, going through the tribulation, going through the threshing for a little while until the time of the harvest. Okay, now let's keep going. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, has devoured me. He has crushed me. He has made me an empty vessel. He has swallowed me up like a dragon, and he has filled his belly with my delicacies. The violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon, shall the inhabitant of Zion say. Guys, we know this. Who goes to Zion? When the Lord comes in the clouds at the end of seals, you see, at the harvest, at her harvest, where do they go? They go to Mount Zion, where the Lord is. The rapture. All right, and then look what it says for the other group. And my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea shall Jerusalem say. See, shall Mount Zion say? Sorry, the inhabitants of Zion, those that are going to be going to Mount Zion, and those that are going to be in Jerusalem, Judah, right? Who is going to be the ones coming against these guys? The Arab nations, the Chaldeans. See, there's two separate groups. Now, are they working together? Is there an overall? Yes, there is, of course. All right, but I'm less and less convinced that Babylon is America. But again, I'm not fully here or there. But we'll see some things as we touch in on Macron as well. All right, and things going on in Europe. So again, that doesn't close the door on the things going on with MBS and Saudi as well. All right, there's a dual thing going on. All right, they could be happening at the same time, but one will get destroyed and then the other one might come up larger. You see, let's look at this. So he swallowed me up like a dragon. All right, like a dragon. Sea monster. All right, like a dragon, serpent, whale, like a sea monster. Okay, we know that who relates to the sea monster? The first beast. Pretty straightforward, right? The first beast. The one that comes up out of the sea. Okay? And he has filled his belly with my delicacies. What we just saw in Revelation 18. See, if it's the king of Babylon doing all these things to the daughter of Babylon and eating up all the delicacies of the daughter of Babylon, how is it Babylon doing these things to its own? It doesn't compute. See what I'm saying? Let's go have a look at Revelation. Let's go have a look before we get down to that. Do I want to go to Revelation yet? Let's keep going and we'll touch back on that. Okay, so we'll touch back. We'll come back on this dragon thing because it'll be a little bit more that I want to go into regarding Macron. All right, so now let's go further down. Let's read some things here. The sea is upon Babylon. She is covered in a multitude of waves. And so, you know, I read things like this and you're like, you know, all these dreams and visions people have had that say America is going to be covered with waves. You know, and when that meteor strikes, at some point in the future, like towards that sixth seal, is it only America that's going to be covered by that? Or is it also going to affect parts of Europe? Or is Babylon really Europe and this has nothing to do with America? It's just not clear enough yet. All right? And I will punish Baal in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he has swallowed up. And the nations shall not flow together any more unto him, the king of Babylon. All right? Yet, yea, the wall of Babylon shall fall. Now we look at that, we say, oh, the southern border of America. Again, it's still possible, but we got to remember globally, guys, this stuff is these are things that are going to happen at the end of the seals. So is Europe going to be built up with some sort of wall as well? Right? Are they going to have something for a reinforcement as well? Okay? We always get caught up being on this side of the world that it's always America, America, America. Okay? So let's keep going a little bit further. This is what I wanted to touch on first. Watch this. Because this is where it cuts off, okay? This is talking about the events and things that are coming against her, from Babylon through to the daughter of Babylon and eating her delicacies, and the rapture is spoken about, and then what's going to happen at the end of the sixth seal with the destruction coming. Okay, that ends here. And then in verse 45 of Jeremiah 51, my people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord. All right? Get out of her, it's saying. Okay? Because he's about to bring judgment. Now listen to this. When I was talking about this yesterday with my wife, when because what do we know? I'd say when in history, which applies as well, but how on earth would something like a rumor apply to something in the past for us to understand? Right? What do we know about Jeremiah 51? It's prophetic. Jeremiah is prophetic. We know this is dealing about end time Babylon and destruction and chaos and so forth. End time. Okay, so with that in mind, let's read verse 46. And lest your heart faint, and you fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor that shall be heard in the land. So there's a specific land where a rumor is going to be heard. Wait till you see this, guys. Wait till you see this. I'm going to show you what that rumor was. You're going to know it. You're going to be like, oh. Okay? And fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall come both. There's two rumors. A rumor, or it could be the same rumor, but carried over. Starting to ring a bell. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that, in another year, shall come a rumor, comma, and a separate thing, right? Violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Hello? Did you catch that? You guys know what rumor could possibly have been spoken about in 1 year, followed up, continuing in another year, the next year, a rumor of it still, that will be followed by violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Does this ring a bell? Ruler against ruler. All right, let me just change this color here because it's bugging me. I want it to be the same. By the way, you guys know this program. Everybody watching who has been watching for a while, this program that I use is free. It's called eSword. If you have Android on your phone or you use Android, you're going to need one called MySword. But eSword is the one that I use and the one that I teach from. All right? It is awesome. It is the multiplication of understanding tenfold at least, all right, of Scripture. Now watch this. Why? Because it has Hebrew definitions, the original Hebrew word meanings. It has Greek in the New Testament, all right? So, watch this. Lest your heart faint and you fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. Well, which land is a rumor going to be heard in? Well, what if we, in the land, in the land. A rumor is going to be heard in the land. Is it Jeremiah? Come up from the thicket. No, Ezekiel 4, I believe it is. Oh, come on, I know where it is. What happened here? I couldn't find it yesterday either when I was talking to my wife. All right, I got it. So, in the land and in the land. There's a specific land. And for those that have been watching the last few videos, where do we have a specific land being spoken about? When we taught here in Ezekiel 33, what do we know Ezekiel 33 is? 2018. It is, there's going to be a warning in a land. We're going to hear a trumpet. And I believe it'll be that 40-day warning. There's going to be somebody stand up. Somebody is going to let the watchman know. And there's going to be that 40-day warning, like the sign of Jonah. You see, Ezekiel is called the Son of Man. I was talking again with my wife too. Ezekiel is called the Son of Man. Jesus is called the Son of Man. These guys are called Jeremiah, and these guys are called prophets. Jesus was called a prophet. Right? There's all of these terms. The high priest with some of them. Jesus is called the high priest. Right? Jesus is all of these characters. So in Luke 11, when Jesus says, "For the sign, so shall the Son of Man be," is that telling us that Jesus is going to be the 40-day sign, right? As Jonah was, because that applies to the bride. It's the beginning of all these things. All right. Is it going to be the Lord? Is it going to be the Lord, or is it going to be some man? And according to Ezekiel, it looks like it'll be a man, right? A man who is going to be somebody taken from the coast, from the land, who is going to stand up. And we can expect to hear the blowing of the trumpet. Which trumpet? Not the trumpets from the tribulation. The first silver trumpet. All right? Like Moses, the Lord, God had Moses build 2 trumpets of solid silver. All right, and he had trouble doing it, so the Lord had to come down and do it. I always thought that was funny. I would have done the same thing. I can't do it, Lord, help me. So those are those 2 trumpets, all right? This is that first one. And you see, it's the warning. It is the 40-day warning, which we've got the video on, Ezekiel and the warning and so forth. All right? And we've shown how Ezekiel is 33 is 2018. It is the 14 years of seals and trumpets revealed from one angle. And then the 22nd year, like the last video teaching we did, Ezekiel 48 is the restoration of Judah, of all the Israelites back in their land. It's exactly what Ezekiel 48 talks about. So 33 is 2018. It's the tribulation is about to begin. All right? But we were talking about a land, okay? So, Son of man, speak unto the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, not all the lands, a specific land. If the people take a man of their coasts and set him for the watchman, if when he sees the sword come upon the land, he blows the trumpet and warn the people, all right? It's about the warning. It's about the trumpet blast. It is about a person standing up and the watchman receiving the warning. Just like Jesus said he would be, all right? So is the Spirit of the Lord going to be in some man off the coast, right? We talked about that before. Now, a coast could just be within the land of that land specifically, all right? So we spoke about this before, and it was what, 2018, and we believe it's talking about America because America is going to be the first one dealt with along with Jerusalem, all right? Jerusalem and America are going to be attacked first. The two nations they need done, they need out of the way. All right? So when we go back here into Jeremiah 51, we've now established this land, see, upon a land. When I bring the sword upon a land. All right? So with that sword coming, we should expect what? Somebody who's going to blow a trumpet and give a warning. Well, guess what? You guys watch this video and pay attention to what he talks about. Because what's in this video, among with some other things, which I got to tell you, it makes me very curious. And maybe I'll do it in another video with this video. Trump has been aggressively, yes, aggressively renovating and setting up prisons across America and in Guantanamo and these nations offshore. In particular, Guantanamo and the nations that are offshore that are island prisons. And now, here's the thing, guys. Is it all a ploy? Are these 60,000 indictments? Is Trump really a good guy and he's going after these bad guys? And all of these prison renovations are really for these guys that are going there? I'll tell you, we had better be paying attention. We had better be seriously paying attention, especially for all those that'll be left behind as well. Because, you know, a lot of people are still up in the air of Trump. You know, we hear these prophets like Mark Taylor, well, so be prophets, they say, and we know he's not. We know there's others that aren't as well because they were wrong. And that claim that there's all of these indictments and Trump's going to do all these things. What if he suddenly changes? When you watch that video and you see these things that he's doing, Prophecy Club isn't speaking bad against him, and neither am I. We just don't know yet. We're saying to pay attention and watch. They're renovating these prison systems. They're saying they won't be in them long because it's going to be quick to bring them to tribunals. And what do they want to do? They want to hang them. They want to kill some. And it's very likely that that is what Trump is going to do. However, we know that there are what? There are guillotines, thousands and thousands of guillotines in the U.S. What else do we know? Commotions and be not terrified are going to come first before the bride is taken out. Nation, then warring, nation rising against nation, which we'll touch on in a second. All right, and then what? Then you have, but before all these things, they shall lay their hands upon you and persecute you, delivering you up to synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. All right? And some of you shall be put to death. Betrayal and betrayal. Now, I'm certain this is probably talking later on, which is why I'm not convinced that, you know, I'm not saying that Trump is going to be the one to turn. But whoever comes in to attack will end up obviously using these prison systems and so forth. All right? But we also have this commotions coming first. So before the bride is taken out, the bride is taken out between these two verses right here. After 9, before 10 in Luke 21 is where the bride goes. Okay? What would cause all of these commotions? If you watch that video like I showed from Prophecy Club, and what is going to create these commotions? Look, instability, disorder, tumultuous times, right? Commotion. It would be 60,000 arrests going out so that they can get this done quickly. And do you really think it's just going to happen just so easily like that? I mean, obviously not with a little bit of thinking, right? Not a chance. The left is going to go crazy and it'll be chaos in the streets. There's your commotion. All right? And about then being terrified. Could that be when the angels of the Lord come and show up? Is that the point where we get the blowing of the trumpet? Because guess what? He talks in this as well about the EAS message. You guys back on October 3rd, right? He talks about how Kavanaugh wasn't in yet. And Trump needed Kavanaugh in before they would be able to pull this off. All right? And so you had that little test. But within that test of the emergency system to your cell phone, what every single cell phone carrier in the United States did is they changed this little thing where you could turn that thing on or turn it off. They set a signal out to make it so that every single cell phone in America could not turn that signal to not want it anymore. Excuse me, they've all been converted to automatically now receive it. You cannot turn that feature off. Why? Could it be the sounding of the trumpet when that goes off? This is an emergency broadcast. Think about that. Think about that. Because when that happens, he's talking about this without understanding this other portion of the 40-day warning. He's talking about this, and what do you think that's going to bring? Chaos, commotion, confusion, disorder. 40 days. From about this point, be not terrified could have another application of just not being freaked out because of what's coming. All right? Causing to fall through that of causing to fly away. See? Escape. Right? And then what comes? Nation against nation. Well, let's go back into Jeremiah and see what Jeremiah was saying about that. And let's get into this rumor that we were talking about. All right? This all ties into that. Okay? And then what do you see? So you have rumor in 1 year, and the rumor or continuing of the rumor in the second year, and then what? Violence in the land, a land. And then what begins? Ruler against ruler. Nation against nation. You want more evidence this is 2018? Watch this. Watch this. What would have been a rumor that shall be heard in the land, in a land, in 1 year, and then in the second year, it's almost like a continuation or a buildup of that rumor. When on earth, guys, wait till you see this. I'm sure you guys are already getting it. What could this have possibly been? How does this make any sense about hearing a rumor, an announcement? How on earth does this make any sense to end time understanding that we can perceive it? Ta-da! Yes, sir. This was the rumor. The Revelation 12 sign was the Jeremiah 51:46 rumor that came out of the land. Which land? America. Everybody, you can go and tell Scotty Clark, you fulfilled prophecy and you didn't even know it. Scotty's Revelation 12 revelation was the rumor of 2017. Throughout the whole year it built up, and we were all enamored by it. And I was talking to my wife about this last night. When Revelation 12, it caught my attention, and I started following it in about February before I got my understanding. But I was following videos, and I watched Scotty stuff, and it was about February, March of 2017. And as it was building up, when we had our last dinner, now everything I said changed for me on September 8th before Revelation 12 sign. But I didn't have all the 14 years and all of this stuff yet. It started with who the books were speaking to, all right? Who the Matthew, Mark, Luke were speaking to in regards to their discourse and so forth before I received the understanding of the 14 years. And the final dinner that we had as a family, generally every Sunday we have family dinner at my house or my in-laws, but generally it's at my house. And when they left, we broke down. My son, my daughter, my wife, and I mean, we sat on the stairs and we were crying because we thought we weren't going to see them again, right? We just prayed and prayed and we were in tears for them and for other family and friends that we knew they're not saved. See, lest your heart faint and you fear for the rumor. What rumor could have come out of that land, a specific land, which I just showed you in Ezekiel 33, in a land, and that announcement that trumpet is going to be sounded in that land. You see? It was 2017, the first year. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that, in another year, shall come a rumor. What happened when it didn't happen in 2017? Oh, it was a warning, or it was delayed for a year. I mean, we all kind of accepted that, right? Or it's the Jubilee year, so it's quiet for a year. Or it was she's pregnant, right? There's X amount of months to go first. You see that? 2017, 2018, and what comes next? Violence in the land. Where is the violence in the land supposed to come from? Where do you think violence, where do you think this chaos, this commotion of the beginning of the tribulation, right smack before it begins, these exact things that we're to watch for? Commotions first, but commotions, and be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass. Then the bride goes. Luke is speaking to the bride. Mark is speaking to the church left behind, right? Israel. And Judah is Matthew. Commotions are coming from what is about to take place in the U.S. But what do we know has to come first? What do we know needs to come first? The Palestinian state deal. The Palestinian state deal. Do you guys see this? Do you guys see this? It follows violence in the land next, which is the chaos and commotions, followed by what? Nation against nation. Guys, that's an incredible find. That is an incredible connection, and it is the connection. It is. Scotty Clark's rumor was biblical. And all of us that were carrying it forward, thinking there was still more to come about it, carried it forward and built on that rumor in the second year. Now it's over. Everybody was anticipating 2017. Then they were still anticipating, but many fell off. But then there was more building up for it in 2018. And when the anniversary of it came, people were still trying to sell the Jubilee. They were still trying to sell that it was the sign of Revelation 12. We've been saying for 9-10 months that it wasn't the sign. It could have been a wake-up, we were saying, but it wasn't the sign, because when you use a program like eSword, it is clearly not the sign. It says it is going to be something so wow in the sky that you're not going to be able to deny it. Everybody's going to be, whoa. That's what it says the word means. Not an alignment of stars that people can't see. Thank you for the rumor, Scotty. You fulfilled prophecy, brother. All right? There it is, guys. I love it. I really had to share that with you guys. I was so excited. Man, I don't even know. Should we get into this other stuff? Maybe we
Well,
can touch on this
I
stuff
decided to cut it off
real
there.
quick. The rest I was going to do really went into its own video. So with that, I'm going to cut it off here. And I'm sorry that I'm not a better editor, as you can tell. But we'll have that in the next video. We'll go into Macron and more of this thing with Revelation 13 and 17 and 18. As you can see from what we were talking about, that really opens up a whole new video section there. So with that, I'm cutting it off here. I love you guys. God bless you. Thank you for everything. And I pray that these videos are blessing you and that they're reaching you and that you guys are using that website and helping us spread the word and bless others. All right. I love you guys. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.